Hi guys, hope you're well. It's been a long time since I've been able to do one of these sit down kind of honest vlogs, so I thought I had a couple hours today, so I thought I'd do one. Today I want to talk about being a small YouTuber. Now, before anyone has anything to say, I know 7,000 is actually a lot of people if we're thinking rationally, but I'm talking about comparatively in terms of the YouTube world. Obviously I've got friends that have 1.5 million followers or multiple 100,000, so compared to them I would be deemed a small YouTuber. So I just want to talk about that because over the past few weeks I've been in one of my kind of YouTube ruts where I've wondered whether I want to do it anymore. A few things have got me feeling quite grumpy about it, but I've given myself a little bit of a shake and kind of tried to look at it in a different way. I wanted to share that with you because there's some other YouTubers out there that are just starting YouTube, or perhaps they've been in it a while and they can't kind of get that fast growth and perhaps they're feeling low about it too. But I wanted to talk about, you know, the positive things about having kind of a smaller following. I think I was feeling a bit blue about it because on my Twitter feed I follow YouTubers obviously, and they were all congratulating themselves about, you know, reaching new goals, reaching new subscriber amounts, you know, reaching their targets. And yet again, for the second year running, I haven't reached my target. In fact, I haven't reached last year's target. I am the definition of a slow burn, and it's not through want of trying or effort. I'm just someone that hasn't got this fast growth. Who knows why? That's a whole nother video's worth of anxieties, worries and ponderings, but I think that was getting to me a little bit, and I just started to think, what is the point? Why am I doing this if I can't grow this channel at any significant rate? And then, like I said, I had that moment where I thought, put yourself together. You've got 7,000 odd subscribers. Think about how many people that actually is. Like, if they're in a room or a space, how many people that is. And then I thought to myself, isn't it amazing that even one person likes you enough, or likes the content you make enough, or is interested enough to press a button that will mean they'll be told about your next video. So I kind of thought to myself, if I have 10 subscribers, that's a huge achievement. If I have 20 subscribers, that's a great achievement. So that's the first thing. I started to think, don't belittle what I have. 7,000 is a substantial amount. 10 is still 10 people thinking you're great enough to subscribe. You know, so let's not get so obsessed with the numbers. And another thing, I also thought to myself, if I manage to help one person with one of the videos I make in a significant way, whether it be getting through something or coping with something or giving them some valuable advice, surely that's pretty cool, pretty amazing. And even if it's not being seen by hundreds of thousands of people, if it helps the people that do watch it, surely that's more important. This whole thing about engagement is actually more important than the numbers, in my opinion. Now, it's very easy to like a video perhaps because you want to please the person whose video it is, or because you think they're cool, but I'd much rather it actually help them with their lives than getting a like. It means more, doesn't it? Anyway, like I said, that's another whole subject as well. This video was actually inspired by a girl called Trudy who did a video about being a smaller YouTuber. I'll put her link down below so you can see her video. It's not going to be a copycat video as such, but it was definitely made me think that I wanted to talk about this too. At the moment, because the videos I make, I often get emails and tweets and people wanting to share their personal, very personal and emotional stories with me, and sometimes ask me advice at really kind of crucial and really dangerous and sad moments in their lives, which is a lot of pressure, but I'm so touched that people feel that they want to do that and can reach out to me. And that's one of the beauties of having a smaller channel. You do have the time to reply to these people, and not just a thank you for watching. You can reply to their A4 sized emails, and give them a lengthy reply back. I really try my best to do this, but obviously as the channel grows and as my schedule gets busier, this is getting harder and harder to do, and I feel really sad about that. And I think that's one of the sad things about becoming a bigger channel. The same with bands getting bigger. You know, at first they can meet all their fans outside the gigs, have photos, all that sort of stuff. As they get bigger, their security team gets bigger, they have less time to go out, or maybe they can't go out because it's not safe. Obviously that's not what's happening with me, but what I'm saying is you have less time to give to each viewer the bigger you get, and the less time to dedicate to them and helping them with whatever they've emailed you about. So I think a great thing, like I said, about having a smaller channel is you can put more effort into engaging with your subscribers, and actually putting thought and time and effort into those replies you give to them. One thing I've learned recently, as I've started to do some sponsored work, is that, you know, the more and more sponsored work you get, the more and more battles you face. I'm going to do another video about this topic specifically actually, but I think to a point your personal creativity is challenged, because you obviously got to put across what the brand want, and they have a vision of how they want it to be, and so sometimes your ideas, or your creativity is stunted somewhat, and you sometimes have to fight your corner, and that can be stressful. I've had a lot of those stressful conversations that I hate, where I've had to kind of argue my points and maybe stand up for myself when certain things have been asked of me that I don't feel comfortable doing. Like, I don't want to lie to any of my subscribers. I don't want to put out things that I don't necessarily agree with. So there's a lot of conversations about compromise and kind of finding a happy medium, a balance, and it's a little bit stressful. The good thing about being a YouTuber, where you're just creating the content you love, you want to put out, there's no other outside voices, there's no one putting their 2 cents in or their opinions or trying to morph you into something. So you have full creative reign, and that is brilliant and wonderful, and something that should be fully embraced. I mean, you can run riot if you're a smaller YouTuber, you can do whatever you want. And I want to say this to people, do whatever you want, really go for it. Don't feel you need to stick to the tags or what you believe is the popular style. Find your style, try things, experiment. Some things won't work, but because it's your channel, if it doesn't work, it's only you've got to answer to. You don't have to answer to any brands or management or whatever. And you know, it's art, isn't it? Or it can be if you make it so. You can also say exactly what you like, which is good and bad depending on the sort of person you are. But like I said, you don't have to worry about, you know, brand loyalty perhaps, or saying negatives about brands that perhaps you want to work with or have worked with. All the kind of T and C's that you get with certain blog jobs, you don't have to worry about those things, you know, things you're not meant to say. Another thing that made me realise how lucky I am actually not to be a huge YouTuber was, I think I was watching one of Alfie Day's videos, and he was going to a premiere, I think, of Casper and Joe's film. I think that's the video I'm thinking of. And they got out the car and they were absolutely mobbed. Like, there were so many people wanting their attention, wanting signatures, wanting photographs, that sort of thing. And I just thought to myself, how much I wouldn't like that. See, so much so it's making me cough. I just thought, how terrifying. Like, I don't like to be the centre of attention. This is why I don't ever celebrate my birthday, because I don't like things being about me. And the thought of getting out of a car and having hundreds of faces looking at me, wanting my attention, I found that absolutely terrifying. I know some people would look at that and think, oh, I'd love that. I'd love to be in the limelight. I'd love to have adoring fans and that sort of thing. But it's not for me. It's not definitely not my comfort zone, not something I'd be comfortable with. I just don't think I've got the right kind of security within myself, the right personality to kind of deal with that sort of attention. So as much as I aspire to be successful in everything I do, the fame and celebrity side that comes with being a big YouTuber these days, that is not something I desire, not something I want. And that, in a way, I think kind of puts me off progressing in a way and makes me wonder whether this is the right path for me. Not that I ever think that would happen or that I'd ever get to that level, but I think the fact that I don't want to reach that point is maybe subconsciously making me make decisions that don't get me there. Does that make sense? I just know that despite I get lovely comments from all of you, if I get one negative one in the space of 6 months, that one negative comment will really affect me. I had one on Instagram the other day and I pulled my eyes out for the rest of the evening, ruined my whole day and the following days, and it wasn't even that bad. And that's another thing. As soon as you become a big YouTuber, you kind of have to accept that with all the, you know, the massive praise, the massive adoration and love and support, the percentage of, or the amount of hate or outside opinion, unasked for opinion, will go up a huge amount, and you've got to be able to take it. And knowing what I'm like and how I cope right now with the small amount of slightly negative comments, I know that I would really struggle. I'd have to do a lot of work on myself to become that thick-skinned person to be able to deal with that, or I would have to stop reading comments or disable comments or something, because I know that I would very much struggle with that. I would then lose engagement, which is one of my favourite things about YouTube and blogging. I love speaking to people. I love talking to people. I love that interaction, and that is the thing I do it for more than anything, probably. I do enjoy making the videos when they're ones that, you know, really excite me and they're things that I'm passionate about or I think are going to do some good. But I do love the interaction that follows a video being posted online. There is one issue with being a small YouTuber, and that is I've approached some YouTubers and bloggers that I'm friends with or know, or we have a mutual friend, about, you know, working together purely because I felt there's some videos that would do some people a lot of good, do a lot of benefit, but they're not necessarily ones that would be hugely cool or get lots of likes or, you know, benefit the other YouTuber basically. And because of that, I've had some people have either ignored me, fobbed me off, or said that they can't do it because, you know, their management won't allow them to do work that wouldn't be beneficial to them in terms of gaining new subscribers or spreading awareness of them or what they do and that sort of thing. And I think it's a shame that when you become a big YouTuber, you've almost got to think like that. And I don't judge them for thinking like that, because at the end of the day, it is a business, it is their job, and they've got to use their time wisely because they are extremely busy people. But that is a change that happens, that if you get management or you get to that level, you perhaps can't do things that would just be done for the hell of it or because it's fun or because you want to. You've got to think about whether it be good in terms of bringing money in, bringing in subscribers, or just good for your brand perception and that sort of thing. To a point though, I also get it because a lot of these YouTubers have worked incredibly hard to get to the level they're at, and sometimes it can appear like a smaller YouTuber is using them to get subscribers. But I think you've got to think to yourself, is that person working really hard? Do they deserve those subscribers anyway? Then fair enough, I want to do the video too, I think it'd be a great video to make, and you should just go for it. But I understand that there's probably a lot of YouTubers out there, maybe with a small following, that think I'll cling on to this bigger YouTuber and try and get some subscribers out of them. So I understand they've got to be wary about that because, like I said, busy people, hard-working people, they need to use their time wisely. But that's just a little thought I had, that it's a shame that, you know, more smaller YouTubers can't work with big YouTubers because small YouTubers, a lot of them are making great content, a lot of them are putting just as much effort into it the ball just hasn't started rolling for them yet. Perhaps they're not as well connected, perhaps they're not plugging the videos in the right way or spreading the awareness of the videos quite right. But if they're working hard and giving it their best, creating good content, I think we should support small YouTubers just as much as the big ones. So on that subject, if any of you big YouTubers are watching this video, you know when you recommend YouTubers on your videos, sometimes on your favourites or whatever, I've noticed that a lot of you just pick ones that are already established, already big, ones that don't really need you to shout out about. And although they deserve the recognition for their hard work, it'd be really nice if you found some undiscovered talents on YouTube, those smaller ones that you think are doing great things, and spread the word about them. I think the community would just be a lot warmer and a lot more embracive if more big YouTubers did that and supported the little ones that are working their socks off as well. Just a thought. Don't get me wrong, there are some people that do this and that's wicked. So to recap, small YouTubers, don't obsess about numbers. Think, even if you have 5, 10 subscribers, that's 10 people thinking you're wicked enough that they want to keep up to date on what you're doing. And that is an achievement in itself. So we shouldn't feel bad if things aren't like in the hundreds, thousands, millions or whatever. 2, we're all on our own path. Maybe things will click a bit later for us down the road. Maybe we'll be that slow but steady burn progress kind of thing, which sometimes is actually better. Maybe it's more, sometimes it has more longevity if you do it that route. 2, 3, what was I on? I don't know. Remember that when you're a smaller YouTuber, you have so much creative control, like the world is your oyster in terms of creativity. You can just run wild with it and you've got no one telling you that you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't include that brand, you shouldn't say that about that brand or whatever. And that is a wonderful tool to have. When you're a smaller YouTube, you've still got that capability to find your style, to evolve, to work out where you fit in the market, to work out what you want to do. And you can do that without so many eyes watching going, oh no, you've changed, what are you doing? You can just have an experiment, have trial and error, and just, you know, have fun with it without worrying you're going to upset your management or your subscribers. And that's really cool. Like I said, the major great thing about being a small YouTuber is that you really feel you get to know your subscribers. You know, you recognise the ones that are always commenting. You can reply to the long emails they send you and the tweets, and you can actually build up really good relationships with them. And then when you go out to, for instance, when I went to Warp Tour, I met, I don't know, between 5 and 10 subscribers, and I was able to have pictures with them. I was able to actually have a conversation with them. And I imagine if you're a big YouTuber, you really don't have time to say hey to everyone, to you know, have photos or have a proper chat and ask them about them. And I'd find that really sad, and I know I'd feel very guilty if there was someone I didn't have a photo with that wanted one, or if there's someone I didn't chat with or didn't, you know, put in effort with. I would hate that and beat myself up about that. So I'm glad I've kind of just got a few people that want to say hey, or watch your videos, and that feels lovely, and I can actually chat to them, you know, in 3D, which is fab. And you know what, if you're a small YouTuber, you've also got all that excitement to come, you know, the dream, the quest. And I sometimes think the quest is often better than, you know, that final result. The quest is the fun bit. The journey to getting the goals is sometimes more fun than the goal. Sometimes it can be a bit of an anticlimax, but having something to reach for, something to aspire to, you know, having that ambition to get bigger is a nice thing to have, and it motivates you and keeps you going. So that's really nice, because I imagine once you're big, maybe, I don't know, I'm not there so I wouldn't know, but maybe the drive isn't as big. Who knows? Although you often hear millionaires say stuff like, once you're a millionaire, you just keep going, you just want more and more, and you're kind of never satisfied. So maybe even if you hit 1 million subscribers, you then want 2 million or 3 million. Perhaps that's how it works. The point of this video was trying to take a positive slant on being a smaller YouTuber, If any of you watching this who are smaller YouTubers have had kind of down days about it and wondered why, you know, subscribers aren't flocking, I hope that some of these reasons have perked you up and you realise that actually it's not something to be sad about. There's a lot of good stuff about it. Sorry, I've still got a bit of a cold, so I keep losing my voice. Anyway, nice to kind of see you, even though you are just a camera, but I am imagining you guys are there. Let me know what videos you want to see soon. My camera's still at the repairers, but hopefully I can get cracking on proper videos again, because I miss doing that. Hope you're all well. Lots of love, and hello to new subscribers.